kindergartners. Today we are going to work on an experiment about animals and how their different characteristics and their different traits affect what they did. This is going to be our life science lesson for the unit, and our topic is physical and behavioral traits of living things. So we're going to start off by going over what living things are to start off our lesson, and then we're going to do a little experiment observing and finding the characteristics of living things. So to begin our lesson, we're going to watch a little video about living things, but their characteristics of living things versus non-living things, and what makes things living and what makes things non-living. Then we're going to fill out a little chart called Is It Living? And I'm going to have a few objects, animals and different objects and materials, and we're going to find the traits of them and see if they're living or if they're non-living. Then for your experiment, every student is going to be paired up with a partner who is sitting beside them at your table of 4. So not the person that's sitting across from you, but the person who's sitting right beside you. You are going to get this worksheet that has different animals on it. There is a duck, a fish, a dog, a horse, a lizard, a bee, and a bear. So with the person beside you, I'm going to assign you a different station. So with our station are the different animals. So whatever group I designate to go to the duck, you're going to look at the duck section on your worksheet, and you're going to name the traits of this animal. So does it have a beak? Does it have feathers? Does it have a tail? Does it have eyes? Does it have feet? What kind of feet? What's on its feet? So we're going to go over, we'll do a little example before. So say that we were to do a cow. So a cow has a tongue. A cow has ears. A cow has a nose. It has hooves. It has 4 feet. And it has a tail. It has spots. It has fur. So we're going to observe the animals and explore what they look like to say if they're living or non-living. So as I will give you about 5 minutes at each section, you are going to write them in your traits section of your experiment. So we'll go through. So we have the duck, as I said. We have a fish. And all these pictures will be at your sections, and I will let you know when you need to rotate. We have a dog. We have a horse. We have a lizard. We have a bee. And a bear. I would have loved to have the real animals, but it would be really hard to get a bear into a classroom, right? Okay. So once you have finished with all of your animals, writing down all their traits, we are going to work as a class together, marking in the second column if they are living or non-living, which is basically the most important part of this experiment. So after we finish our worksheet, we're going to do one last little experiment that I'm going to relate to whales. So our whales are, live in the ocean, and they are full of blubber. But we want to know, how do whales live in such cold water and not get cold, right? Because we get cold when we get into cold water. So we're going to do a little experiment I'm going to hand out a plastic glove to all of you, and at each of your four sections, you are going to have a glass bowl, or we're going to do plastic, filled with water and ice. So each student, you're going to put on your plastic glove onto your right hand or your left hand, whatever you decide. You're going to stick your hand in your water and see how cold your hand gets when you stick it in there. Then I'm going to put a container of Crisco at each table. Crisco is a bunch of fat. So then I will come around to your table and open up your Crisco for you. You're going to stick your hand in the Crisco, get your Crisco all over your hand, it's covered in Crisco. Then you're going to put it back into the ice. The Crisco is going to represent the fat that is on the whale. So that would show you how whales are so blubbery. That's going to be their blubber. And how when you stick your hand back in the water and the ice, that there's not going to be, your hand's going to be warm because it's covered by so much fat. So to end this lesson, we are going to discuss why our findings, why we found them. So why does the duck have feet? Why does the lizard have a tail? So we're going to talk about what their traits do to help them survive in our climate or in our state in Ohio. Okay, so once we're finished, that will be the end of it. And then we will give a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a fist to 5 to let me know how well you guys enjoyed this experiment, or how if we need to go in more depth tomorrow with our lesson. So I can't wait to do this experiment with you guys.